You've reached the High Fashion Hotline.
Hi, I walked the dog, washed the car, and took the kids to practice. All that's left to do is get new summer clothes for my family.
Just go to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, they'll love Old Navy summer styles. And right now, during Old Navy's Thank You event, get 30% off your entire purchase, 40% off when you use your Old Navy card.
40% off?
That's right. Don't have a card? Open one today in store and save like a supermom at Old Navy and OldNavy.com.
It pays to be mom. I'm going to Old Navy now.
High fashion, Old Navy. Valid 5/10 to 5/14. 40% offer subject to credit approval. See stores for details and exclusions.
Blog Talk Radio.
Romey-Mak.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Romey-Mak 2 Cents. This is your host, Romey-Mak, where we talk about anything and everything and give our 2 cents. Special show today. I want to say this is the Mother's Day edition of Romey-Mak 2 Cents, where I send a shout out to all the mothers of the world, whoever's listening, wherever you are, whether it's here in America, here over in England or Australia, whoever's listening. Just want to send a special shout out to those mothers who definitely go through the storm year in and year out, making sure that, us, your kids, us kids have, everything that we need to make it through each day. We're going to talk about a few things. I'll talk a little bit about my mom a little bit, as far as like some stories, some of the things that she's done for me over the years, leading me up into, where I am today in my life. So I'm just waiting for, the co-host to call in, and we'll go ahead and get this thing going. Like I said, so we'll touch a little bit into some Trump stuff. You never go too far without listening to any Trump, right? And also a little bit of Trump's henchmen or henchwomen, for that matter. But give it a little bit, a little bit longer, and we'll get right into things. But just wanted to make sure everything is squared away. And here we go. We got D-Schnaks calling in on the line. Let me get him on the line. Everybody stand by. Snacks, what up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Ain't nothing much, bro. How the mic sound, bro? Everything clear?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me.
All right, man. Let's make it work, bro. Pretty much, man. Just let the folks at home that are listening or wherever they are on the way to work, getting off work, just let them know what we're gonna do today, as far as like just talking a little bit about the women in our lives that have made us who we are, brought us into this world, and just just how we how we want to go about this thing. First off, I want to say, how was your week, bro? How's everything been? You know what I'm saying? Still hustling, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty good, man. Like you said, just hustling, staying busy. Yeah,
that's good to hear, bro. Touch on a few things before we get into, obviously, stuff about our moms. Bethune-Cookman, man, had a graduation, and they had the Secretary of Education come and speak at their school. And obviously, with Bethune-Cookman being a predominantly black school, black student school, that is, when she got up there to speak, one, they booed her ass, which is probably well deserved for working in Trump's camp, you know what I mean? And her being interviewed, doing her disposition, and not knowing a damn thing about education, certain questions she didn't know. But when she got up there to speak to them, everybody in the graduating class turned their backs to her. Man, that's got to be like one of the most awkward things you ever had to endure, being a public speaker. I've done my fair share of public speaking. Growing up in church and doing stuff in school, so I can imagine how that may feel. But it's almost like we're asking for it, man. But I don't know if you had seen that in like Facebook or in the news or something. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been what was going on with this story. So, but what you think about it, bro?
Man, I just heard of it. I guess in some ways that's taking a stance on how you feel about things. And hey, she's kind of taking the grunt of it. Like you said, she's part of that campaign and like you said, a predominantly black school. Got to know your environment, got to know where you're going. She did a little bit of research herself, I guess.
Yeah, she got to do something. I don't know what was up with that, bro. It's just like, what could you possibly expect for somebody, the president of the United States, who clearly doesn't, I won't say what Kanye, yeah, fuck it, we'll say what Kanye West said. He doesn't care about black people. I don't think he cares about any people. That's the funny thing. But I definitely know he doesn't care about, black people, as far as our needs and what things need to be done in our communities to help build our communities so that we can be better, and be better citizens of the world and and put ourselves in position to where our families can thrive and, for generations. But yeah, I just don't feel like he gives a damn. So anybody working for him, I really don't. Yeah, we don't have much to talk about, It's just one of those things. It's totally I probably would have done the same thing, as far as turning my back on her and how and then the way they go about doing things. What else we had going on, man? So this week I saw that there was a story, right? I think maybe it happened over the weekend or earlier this week, where this 15-year-old kid, 15, mind you, black 15-year-old kid, I guess he pushed a 68-year-old woman into a pool. And they wanted to press charges, and they want to charge this kid, man, 15 years. Not 15 years, 5 years, 5 years for pushing this old lady into a pool. But meanwhile, the situation we had a couple months ago where this kid in college, I believe 18 years old, where he raped. They have facts. This guy raped, as a white kid. He raped a white girl at a school. I think it might have been USC or one of those schools in California. But he rapes this kid, and they only want to give him 3 months because it's too harsh. But pushing an old lady into a pool is 5 years worthy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, does that sound about right to you? Does it sound equal to you? I'm not to say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we only get 3 months for raping people, but if I push you in a pool, that's 5 years worthy. It's,
I disagree totally. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That shit is bogus to me. That would even be the that would be the protocol to take, and it's with a situation like this, because I mean, okay, it harmless. Yeah, it could have been a practical joke of him pushing an older lady into a pool, but this dude actually violated, a person's privacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, that's, if that was my daughter, he wouldn't be alive right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about the situation. So you're telling me he's gonna rape someone's daughter, and then he's only gonna get 3 months for it. That's a slap in the face to the family of that, that individual that was raped, if you ask me, man. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll let you touch on that, bro. I mean, what was your stance on that topic?
Well, obviously, like you said, it definitely sounds like, again, we're dealing with racial profiling. I mean, When you look at the two situations, and I agree with you. I wouldn't want anybody to rape my daughter, and their punishment would be 3 months. I think in general, that's that's not worthy. That warrants a lot more than 3 months. And I could care less if the kid was black or white. But what we're facing with here is we're watching, well, the white guy is allowed to rape a woman and get 3 months, where a black guy pushes someone in a pool and they get 5 years. I mean, to see that's injustice, you got to be blind if you can't see that. You know what I mean? And the only thing you can point to is racism, man, because what else could it be?
Yeah. I don't know, bro, man. It's been a lot of funny shit going on ever since my man been in office. I won't even lie to you, bro. Since Trump been in office, there's been some funky shit happening. Like, it's just so funny that when Obama was in office, Trump was the first man to tweet out some shit saying that, Obama's not doing this thing right, and if I was in office, I'd fix this. There wouldn't be this kind of carnage and all this other shit, speaking from an outsider. But now that he's in office, you got people standing up there at the podium talking about we got to give, Trump a little more time to fix this thing. It's not an overnight thing because he has to clean up what was happening. What the fuck you think Obama was doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was Obama doing? Was Obama he just got in office and he did all those issues? No. I'm not saying Obama's the perfect president. I don't even know what a perfect president would be. But what I do know is that it's very interesting that Trump fires the very individual that was leading the case against, Russia being involved with the election and him being, elected. It's very, very interesting that, he decided to fire that very same individual who was following up on the case, man. It looks suspect as shit, man. It's like what Robert De Niro's character did in Goodfellas. You know what I'm saying? Like when they got popped for the Lufthansa heist and they started to get hot, started knocking off anybody that knew about, the job that they did.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I mean, it looks guilty to me. It looks pure guilty to me, bro. And I don't follow politics like that. But I mean, from the little bit that I have seen, we call a spade. This guy is definitely bad for business. I imagine impeachment is not too far, and this might be the incident that leads to such things. So we're trying to see. I got an alert. I want to say maybe 20 minutes ago that the recently fired director of the FBI, James Comey, said he denied to testify against the Intelligence Committee. So, again, I don't know if he's been threatened or if he just don't want to be involved with it at all. But I mean, it just looks shady as shit, man. Like you definitely take for instance, if this was Obama doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? You never heard the end of it. You know what I mean? You never heard the end of it, man. I don't care what anyone says, man. Obviously, race has its privilege. And in some situations, just race just happens to have its privilege. And in the world of politics, the whites are able to they're afforded a certain I would say list of second chances or leniency as to where when you're a black president, you have to do everything the right way or you look as if you don't know what you're doing. But it's okay to hire somebody who clearly doesn't have any political background to be your president. That shit bugs me, bro. That shit bugs me.
Yeah, and he tweeted it. And he tweets it that he don't know what he's doing. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand that shit. The man said he thought this job was going to be easier. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah. My thing is I'm very interested in how long will it take before they start the actual impeachment arrangement.
Right.
Honestly, I'm curious to find out how long will it take. Like, how much of it are we really going to put up with before they say, all right, man, let's pull this guy's card?
Man, I don't know, bro. It's just we really got to figure something out, man. We got to figure. I guess us as the people. I mean, the power lies within the people.
Right.
I mean, obviously that we won't ever see. Those are the ones that control the money and like the Rothschild, Rockefeller and Rothschild families. Like we're in they're in another galaxy, here on Earth. So it's just one of those things where the stuff that we can handle at our level, I guess we got to do what we got to do, man. Other shit I saw before. What the core thing is, but with Mother's Day, Steve Harvey, man, he put out this memo, right? And basically, I guess he got tired of being taken advantage of by the people that work for him, and I think somebody from his camp leaked the memo and what it said, and he just had a lot of stuff. Basically, don't a lot of stuff where I think I saw something where don't talk to him in the hallway or something, just basically like a guideline, you know what I mean, how to conduct yourself when at work, being around Mr. Harvey. So it's just I don't know, man. I don't know what happened, but maybe somebody just, I don't know, somebody probably stole something from him, whatever the case may be. But it was very interesting that Steve would put out that memo and all those guidelines for folks to follow. So I'll ask you, Snacks, man. You put yourself in that position. If you felt like you were being taken advantage of in a sense, from a work standpoint. And you're Steve Harvey now. Like, you've been in the comedy game, and now your career has crossed over into talk show and even radio. But you got people working for you. I mean, how would you? Would you do the very same thing? Would you send out a memo saying, "Hey, this is what needs to go on at work. Don't talk to me," and all that. I just want to be left alone. How would you handle that, bro?
Well, one or two ways, man. I can hear myself echoing.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What I was gonna say was, I would handle it the same one or two ways. Either that way, or I would have a big meeting, and I would pretty much read exactly what he read. In other words, instead of sending the email, maybe I have a big meeting and I verbally read the email that I would have sent everybody individually. Now,
right.
Of course, that's easy for me to say that because I see what happened with Steve. He put the email out, and then, like you said, someone leaked it. So, of course, in hindsight, it's easy to say that. But my personal opinion of it is he is an employer. Everybody who works at the Steve Harvey show in some form or fashion or way works for Steve Harvey. You know what I mean? Works for Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
So my issue with that is you have to it's no different than the guidelines and the rules that we have when we come to work. Now, in our case, maybe we're allowed to approach the boss in his office or whatever, but there's certain conversation that you might want to have with the boss, you might want to have in private. So, and there's certain protocols you might have to go through to reach that. So, me personally, what Steve did, I don't think was a bad email. He was very direct. Now you know exactly what he expects and what he don't want and what his do's and don'ts.
Right.
And my understanding is, people bombard him when he's in the dressing room, when he might want to take a nap. Obviously he's having issues with this for this to even come up. So this ain't one of these things where he's just being an a-hole for the most part. This is him really letting you guys know, hey, look, this is how I would prefer this thing get conducted. You know what I mean? Or probably with some mess that happened down there. You don't know which way this thing went, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? This could have been an allegation where some girl came up and said he said, she said stuff to him.
Yeah.
Kind of caught him off guard. He said a few things, and it kind of come back and backfire. So now he's like, you know what? I'll get this under control. Let me draw this memo, and this is how we're going to carry it from here on. I don't know, man, but I definitely agree with it. I don't see the issue with it.
Right. Yeah. I don't see the issue either. It pretty much set the tone for the workplace, and you can either abide by it, or you can get the hell on. Pretty much. He's at the point in his life where he's been in their position, so he knows what it takes to make it in the business. So if he's trying to help, he's Steve is known. He got a reputation for always trying to help others. You know what I'm saying, on the come up. So it's not like he's on some prick, being a prick or an asshole type tip. It's just like, hey, you got a job to do. This is how it's supposed to be done. In order for me to do what I need to do to make sure that everybody eats, this is the way things got to be run, or you got to hit the door. So that's cool. Some other shit going on, and like I don't know what the hell is going on with my man Shad Moss is what he wants to be called now, but we know him as Bow Wow. Growing up, but like I guess he was like pretending. He posted some picture. I don't know why celebrities feel the need to do this shit sometimes, like fronting. You don't got a lot to kick it. Basically, he put this picture out like he was getting on a private jet when like a guy that like really is like a fan of hip hop is sitting right beside him on a I don't know, like a regular plane, like a charter plane. And he posted it, and then like everybody just ran with it. The fact that Bow Wow was like trying to perpetrate like he was on a private jet when he clearly was on like I don't know Delta or United Airlines. It was just kind of bogus, that part. And then like in an interview right after he does this, a couple of days later, he tries to address that situation, what was happening. But in the midst of all of that, he has the nerve to say that if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't know about Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Sierra, and Omarion on the strength of that what was it, that Scream tour that he would have back in the day where everybody came out there and but I'm to some degree that's true, you know, but I feel like their talent would eventually saw the light elsewhere. That wasn't the only tour that was like, they're like Michael Jackson wasn't discovered on the Scream tour. You know what I'm saying? It was just discovered elsewhere. So I think there was other means. Like Chris Brown has standalone talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like he can sing his ass off. He can dance his ass off. You know, I mean, other than his, you know, his issues that he's had, you know, personally in his life, I'd say Chris Brown would have had, you know, a decent. He's had a decent career. You know, as an artist. Definitely. Same for Trey Songz. Trey Songz has developed his own lane. He makes sex music. You know, I won't call it R&B. He makes sex music. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine, you know, because people love it. I mean, there isn't a female probably our age that would turn down some Trey Songz tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're down for that shit. You know, Sierra, she keep bouncing from man to man. But no, on some serious shit, she has standalone talent as well. She can dance. Might not be able to sing that well. Put her in that category with Janet Jackson and Jennifer Lopez. You know, I mean, it's like they can dance their ass off, but I'm not trying to hear you sing the national anthem at, you know, the Super Bowl or anything like that.
Right.
But and then there's Omarion. Omarion basically was the West Coast Chris Brown. You know, the singer and the dancer. You know what I'm saying? Like real break dancing. You know, that guy. I mean, Omarion could stand alone. So how can you come out of your mouth saying that you are responsible for these guys getting their shine? You know what I'm saying? That right. I feel you know, I'm taken back by that. You know, because I mean, you know, Snacks. We grew up with these guys, bro. You know what I'm saying? We pretty much grew up with these cats, and I mean, we saw Bow Wow grow from that little guy, you know, with the Bounce With Me for Big Mama's House to where he is now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It just seems like he got some shit going on mentally with his head. He just comes out of his mouth sideways. You know, it seems like those celebrities that just happen to come out their mouth sideways on a lot of shit, and it's a little bogus. But what you think about this whole thing, man, with Bow Wow, bro? You think he got some issues going on?
Yeah, well, first let me go back to him perpetrating. He's on a private jet. Man, me personally, I already know Bow Wow ain't got no damn money, man. JD took most of it, let's be honest. JD killed a lot of kids back then. He killed Chris Cross, too. He killed the Brat. He killed my man Bow Wow. But for Bow Wow to also go out and say how he helped a lot of these guys get on, hell, man, if that's the case, then you wouldn't be known without JD. Most people believe JD was writing a lot of your music anyway. That's what JD specialized in, young kids. JD ain't helped nobody of age. So even now, he's got a show coming out now where he's dealing with kids.
Yeah.
16 and below kids. That's what he does. That's his specialty. So Bow Wow got raped early on by JD anyway. So we know your money ain't that long because, you know, JD made all the money, and we saw what happened to JD. So come on, man. Let's just put it out there. And for you to go and throw your name out there to take credit away from guys like Chris Brown, who may not have it altogether outside of the music thing, but he's great. You could consider him a genius musician if you wanted to. He's always made money. He's always been productive. Man, you ain't got no business throwing around that. Matter of fact, Chris Brown is still relevant where Bow Wow, ain't nobody listening to nothing. Hell, does Bow Wow even rap anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to throw your name out, I mean, why even do that, man? That's what I'm saying. And I would have to say he definitely has issues because all of these examples that we just went over, to me personally, prove that you have issues. You got a lot going on, man. And, and some people can't handle it. Yeah.
It's like every 3 to 6 months, Bow Wow jumps out there and says some outlandish shit. Like he tried to explain what a dab was and what it derived from and shit like that. Like I mean that ain't for us to discuss because we're in our 30s, man. That ain't for us. If we 30 and dabbing, you know what I'm saying. I mean we doing it just because it's cool and fun. But you're not gonna ask me, okay, so where does the dab originate from? Yeah, I mean what the fuck I'm gonna tell you? Like I don't know. I seen the shit on TV. Some kid did it. Feel like he's sneezing. That's why I did it. That's pretty much would be the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man. Bow just say random Just random shit, dog. I don't know, man. They roast Bow Wow all the time, man. Like all the time, bro. Like it just get off of social media, really, man. That'd probably be the the best thing to do. Yeah. Two more points we'll get into, and then we'll get into couple things about our moms, man. What the fuck is up with this everything with the airplanes, man? Like literally, I just came back from VA. I didn't get to holler at my dog Snacks when I was there, but definitely next time I'll bring him down to Miami. But day I fly back to to Virginia, I didn't find this out until the next day, but supposedly there was a fight going on at the airport that I was flying into at Fort Lauderdale. I guess the pilots went on strike for United Airlines, and everybody's flight was canceled, so you had a bunch of unruly passengers waiting, and they were up at the desk, and I think it was what I saw two females going at it, and then it just blew into something major. Like a lot of people just started fighting, man, and it was just it's just wild. And just like the last few weeks, it feels like there's a new airplane story being broadcasted now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the media picks a subject and just runs that shit into the ground. And it's not even to say that these things don't happen on a daily basis. I mean, it's a lot of people living here in America and a lot of situations that are happening. But it's just so funny that the incident where the guy gets dragged off the plane, then another black guy is told he's unable to he got kicked off the plane for using the bathroom during an emergency stop, and now you got this situation, and then top it off, there was a fight 2 days later on a Southwest flight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what's up, man. People are afraid to fly. I think now there's more reasons to be afraid to fly. Now you got worried about getting into fights and shit, man. But yeah, Snacks, man. What's your thoughts on that, bro?
Crazy, man, crazy. First and foremost, that's I know I've heard of a few of them, man. I hadn't heard of the big old, I guess you could say, riot or gang fighting type stuff where everybody's getting into it. Man, I tell you what, man, I love taking flights. It's my favorite way to travel. But I tell you what, man, if it keeps getting that bad, then I'm going to have to find other means and pray that when I do go traveling again, I don't have the kids and stuff with me because, man, I tell you, that just makes it even harder, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, in my personal opinion, that's the best way to travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got people. I was talking with a couple family members, and they were like, "Man, I ain't getting on the plane or whatever." I'm like, "You hear more about car accidents than you do about, plane accidents any day." You know what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own. I just, but I mean, this situation, this is the shit that will bother me. Anything that can knock the pilots, can distract the pilot from doing what he got to do, that's where I got a problem. We got to calm the fuck down. Everybody got to sit down. We can fight when we get off the plane. That's how I feel. But this on the plane fighting, no, we got to cut that. We got to cut that quick. There's another situation, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, where there was a fight breaking out, like in the terminal, like in the tunnel leading up to the plane, and the pilot came through and he jumped on whoever one of the the passengers was fighting. So I don't know what happened, man. But I mean, anything that can make a pilot want to sneak a punch in, man, that's pretty intense. You know what I'm saying? What else do we want to talk about? So I think we talked last week a little bit. I think Ashton and Kroon talked about the Alonzo Ball thing. We might even talked about that the week before. I think even on the last episode of 2 Cents. But LeVar Ball wants to sell his kids Alonzo Ball shoe for $45. And the reason he chose to sell his shoes for $4.95, he was on Undisputed last week, and he kind of explained his reasons for a few reasons for doing what he's doing. And I would say that after listening to him, I'm saying it never made sense to buy shoes more than $100 to me anyway. But to sell his shoes for $4.95, he's pretty much the reason he chose $4.95 because that stands out. You know what I'm saying? Like most people sell the shoes, what, $200 or, you know, $300.
Right.
Even Yeezys will run, what, I don't know, $600, $700 or something like that. I mean, this is for a kid that's yet to play ball and prove himself. But what he's doing is teaching his kids business. As far as like when you believe in yourself, you put a price on that brand. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect that, you know, and this isn't going to like a major corporation. This is direct. You know what I'm saying? That money's going to go directly to them. You know what I'm saying? There's no middleman. You know, he doesn't have a deal with like, you know what I'm saying, Nike or something like that. It's just, you know, go straight to them. So I can respect that. And then, you know, Game wants to buy, he said he's going to buy 10 pairs of shoes because it's supporting stuff. He knows where with the Jordan shoes that money really doesn't go to like the urban communities that can like help uplift them. So what he'll do is what the Game is doing, the rapper Game. He wants to buy 10 pair of shoes and then give those shoes to kids that aren't able to afford them, you know, probably in the hood of Compton or something like that, or you know, just in California or wherever he goes, man. So I thought that was pretty dope, man, for him to do, you know, such a thing, you know, even with that price being what it is. You wouldn't catch me in a pair for that, you know, not for $4.95, man. I have to wait until he got to the clearance rack, man, at like wherever it's gonna be. You know, but because $4.95, that's a little steep, man. But I mean, how do you feel about this black man pretty much putting strength into the black community, man, by investing in himself? So what's your thoughts on that, bro?
Man, I really don't have an issue with it, man. I think a lot of it in some ways is like an investment, man. Like you just said it. He's gonna make money. And then here's the other thing. I heard something the other day that was interesting about this. You could buy these shoes, and let's just say Alonzo Ball doesn't pan out. Those shoes later will still be worth some money. It's like the Ryan Leaf thing. He got drafted after Peyton Manning. Became a bust and everything. Well, right now, his jersey goes for about $400. And this guy never did anything successful in the NFL. He's labeled as a bust. He's considered a bust. He was the second draft pick after Peyton Manning in the '97 draft, but yet you can still get his jersey for $300. You can sell your jersey for $300.
That's wild, man. That's wild, but that's business, man. That's business, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people have issues with him selling the shoes that way. Like Shaq is, you know, Shaq love the kids type thing. That's his mindset. So he's like, you don't overcharge kids, you know, for shoes or whatever. And I'm like, you know, it's a business. It's a business, and it ain't for everyone, you know. Of course, kids may, depending on how good of a player, you know, Lonzo Ball turns out to be, somebody may want their may want their parents to buy that shoe. But I wanted my parents to buy a lot of shoes that I did not get. So I don't really think he's going to be missing anything by that. By him selling, let's say he sells 10 pair of shoes. Somebody buys 10 with, you know, like basically an independent route, which he's taken, versus 10 with a major corporation. I think he's going to see more product and more, you know, profit by doing the independent route than he would, in a major, pretty much a major corporation. So you got to respect the hustle, man. I mean, it's a little bit, unorthodox and could be a bit arrogant, but, you know, maybe there's a method to the madness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people read shit on the surface, but, you know, I'm just saying, just look a little bit before you decide that, hey, this is a bad idea. I'm not buying the damn shoes, but yeah, I don't wear basketball shoes like that. I only wear basketball shoes really if I'm playing basketball.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, man.
Go
ahead. Go ahead, Snacks.
If you think about LeVar Ball, man, this guy has managed to run his mouth and put himself in the position he's in. At one point, he stayed on the radio. He stayed on ESPN. Me personally, how do you knock this guy's hustle, man? At the end of originally people were saying it was kind of obnoxious. He's taking advantage of his kids. But at the end of it, like he says, I'm trying to do what's best for my kids. I'm putting the money back in their hands. They're creating the shoes. They're going to get paid pretty much top dollar for the shoe. There's no big corporation involved. So at the end of the day, everybody who thought this guy was mad, I'm here to tell you that it's working out great for this guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody can take this approach and it can work for everyone the same way, but I'm here to tell you that this thing is working out in this guy's favor. This guy will probably end up making a few $1 million if it's not off these shoes or if not off the Big Baller brand itself. But I'm here to tell you that it's working, man. He broke into it. Me and your daddy couldn't get on TV or ESPN even if we were that great. So, again, it's working, man. He's taking advantage of his 15 minutes of fame, and who are we to knock him? Bottom line.
You know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
It is what it's gonna be, man. All right, yeah, all right, man. Now it's pretty much that time, bro. Just diving into what we came to talk about today. Mother's Day coming up, bro. I'm pretty sure you got something lined up for all the mothers in your life, man. Yeah, especially with me for sure, man. I stay ready for that. You know what I'm saying? I like to stay ahead of the game when it comes with that. But my mom don't listen to the podcast, so I ain't worried about her knowing whether or not she got something coming. Hopefully my brother doesn't run his mouth, or something like that. But yeah, man, I just want to talk about. Obviously, we grew up together, in same area, roughly from 5th grade on until we came men. Just want to talk about some of like the best memories, man, that you had with your mom growing up. I'll go first. You know what I mean? For me, I want to say some of the best memories for me really was, looking back at my time in Cuba, and it was one time where my dad was in the Navy, and we were in Cuba. Me and Mom were walking one day on the side road in Cuba by this banana rat tree. If you've never seen a banana rat, just picture like a rat that looks like a fucking dog. Like that's how big the rat is or whatever. It's a banana rat. You can Google that shit. But we're walking past the banana rat tree, and I think somehow or another my mom slips, and I think she tweaked her ankle or something like that. So she couldn't get up and walk. So I'm just standing there, maybe like 5, 6 years old or something like that. And we just so happened to see, a friend of ours come by and help us out. And, so, there's a lot of things where I've been there to see, my mom hurt, and I just stood right beside her, and whatever it was going to be is what it's going to be. We were going to get through it together. I'm thinking some other memories with Mom, man. Oh yeah, there was one incident, man, where I was at school. We had this thing where the parents, in middle school, matter of fact, Snacks, you might remember it, man. We had this thing where the parents played against the teachers or something like that for basketball. And, both of my parents worked very, very hard, man. Definitely loved them very much, and showing me how to provide for, my own family that I have and will and later on. But, I had asked, Dad. I'd asked my dad if he would play in the game. My dad was always played basketball. Probably one of the best players to come out of North Carolina that didn't make it, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. And, it was like the day of, like, this is a couple days prior. And then like the day of the game, I got a call. I think, my mom said that, your dad's working late, so he won't be able to, to go to the program or whatever. And, and Mom tells, I was like, well, can you, I'm thinking to her, can you go or something like that? And I got, and she was like, yeah, sure. What can I do? I ain't playing basketball or whatever. But she said, fine, or whatever, I'll do it. She ended up getting home pretty late from work for the traffic. And I remember being so upset, bro, like spoiled kid, upset because I just knew we were going to go to this program and, my dad was going to play, but ended up not happening, man. But, I just look back at that, that's, again, that spoiled kid in me. Like, a lot of people don't even have the luxury to even do such a thing. And I look back how, again, how good I had it. You know what I'm saying? And my mom would have done anything for me. I mean, my mom didn't know how to doesn't know how to play basketball, and she was willing to to go through that. And granted, the game didn't eventually didn't happen for me, but it was just looking back, it's just what the courage and what my mom would do. She would have done roughly anything, man, anything for me, dude. And pretty much got one last story from me on as far as memories go. This from this question, and then I'm gonna pass it over to you, Snacks. There was one time where my little kid, I'm staying at my grandma's house now, and it's like summertime. You know how that goes. Summertime, you normally go to your grandma's house and just hang out. It's me and my cousin Richard, who just recently got married this past weekend. So congrats to him and his beautiful wife. You know what I'm saying? I was the best man in that wedding, and it was great. We had a great time, man. It was a good time for the family to get together. But we're young. I think Richard's like 13. I'm like 8, and all me and Richard do is play Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? That's like all we do is play Nintendo. That's like the name of the it's like the name of the game. That's we would eat. We would eat noodles, play Nintendo. That was life. You know what I'm saying? For us staying at grandma's house. And one time, man, my Nintendo broke, and I just got I kicked in the spoiled kid mode. I didn't want to stay at grandma's house anymore. And mind you, my grandma lives 3 hours away from where my mom, is right now. So we had an issue where the Nintendo wasn't working. Now, she finally comes she drives 3 hours just to pick me up, and that pretty much ended my summer at grandma's house because I didn't want to play, I didn't want to stay anymore because the Nintendo didn't work. And she gets there, the damn Nintendo starts to work. And Mom was like, well, I already drove 3 hours. You bring your ass on, pretty much. And I must have cried so hard, dude, because I didn't want to leave, you know what I'm saying, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to play Nintendo, me and Richard, you know what I'm saying, to do that. Yeah. And it was, it's one of those things where, look back and like, damn, he was a spoiled bastard, man. But I mean, think about what my mom did, man. Like in a moment's instant, man, she was there to pick me up because I was unhappy, being at my grandma's house without, a Nintendo or whatever. So that was, that's pretty much all I got, man. So shout out to my mom, Cheryl Boogie is what I call her, from time to time. But yeah, I pass the floor to you, bro. What's some of the best memories you had with your mom growing up, bro?
Oh, man, let me think here. I got plenty of them, but let me see which ones I can share here. For my mom, I'll start about, I was 8 years old, man, and my dad had found out about a football league, but he was getting ready to go on deployment, so he couldn't sign me up, couldn't take care of it. So my mom had to take the initiative, go down there, sign us up, get us ready. Well, like I said, this was the first year I had ever played football. My brother was going to play flag football, so it was a little different, wasn't as physical. But I was playing for a team called Duke in Norfolk. So it wasn't all the rules that we have today, it wasn't the weight limits. It was pretty much if you was between the ages of 11, you play with this group, which was Pee Wee. So first day comes, and Pops is not back in town yet. He's still on deployment. I think he's gone for like 2 or 3 weeks at the time. So we don't even know how to put on football equipment or anything. So my mom does her best to try to put these shoulder pads on me, put this helmet on me and all these things. And we get done. I'm like, Mom, I need something to go over the shoulder pads. We don't have no jerseys. We don't know anything about it. So my mom's like, well, let me go find a shirt that's big enough to go over your shoulder pads. So she comes back with a Whitney Houston shirt. And at the time, I didn't, I was like, oh, okay. All right, I'm throwing on Whitney, but we get to the field, man, and, the coaches are looking at me right off the back like, man, who's the big kid with the Whitney Houston shirt on? And I don't know, I know about football even at that age, but I wasn't properly ready yet. So I was one of the big kids on the team. So naturally, when we start doing drills, they put me against the biggest kid on the team. And let's just say he played football before. So we line up against each other. They say hut, and he tears me up, man. It gets so bad, my mom runs out to the field. hey, are you okay, baby? Now I'm looking around. I'm like, Mom, nobody else. Mom is even here. You know what I mean? Most of the parents are dropping their kids off. So it's just one of those moments that at the age, you know, looking back on, I've told this story for years and years, but the more and more I tell this story, just the funnier it is to me, and the more I think about kind of what you were saying is how Mom was willing and did all she could for me. You know what I mean? Of course, if my pops was there, I wouldn't have came out there with no Whitney Houston shirt on, but, you know, those are the things that I had to deal with, you know, with my mom. But for me, my mom I get my personality from her. Like, my dad is who he is. My brother's more like my dad. I'm more like my mom. We're people persons. We love to interact. We love the crowd. We don't mind it. And, you know, growing up with me, my house was that house where people came to have good times. And my mom was always that person, hey, you can have company over. My mom always thought, hey, if I was home, I was safe. So if that meant, hey, I was going to bring friends over, I was always allowed to do that.
Right.
And, you know, and I appreciate my mom for being that person. You know what I mean? She allowed me to have that type of life, and even to this, and it kind of developed the person that I am. And with me having a military father, you know, he had to do a lot of deployments, especially early on. So Mom was everything, you know. She played the mom role, the dad role, and had to do it all because he was gone so much, you know, trying to provide for us financially. So, you know, I love Mother's Day, and for me with my mom is, like, the older I get, it's amazing how more and more our better, you should say, our relationship even gets. Like me personally wouldn't think my mom relationship could get any better because it's great. It's always been great. You know what I mean? It's always been what it is. But the older I get, the better and greater it becomes. I find myself calling her just to talk, just to find out the new things she knows and the new things I got. Me and my mom talk like we were best friends all the time. Like, that's just how we are. Like, for instance, a great example, Mother's Day is coming up now. She calls me before every Mother's Day to find out what I'm getting my girlfriend, my child's mother, every time. Like, that's her concern. Hey, what are you getting her? Let's go to the exchange together and we can look. Our so-and-so's on sale. We can go. And we just went out and picked out some brand new gifts for my girlfriend now. You know, this is her second year of being a mother. So, I mean, it's just significant, man. The role my mother's always played and the memories, the thoughts of her. But for me, that was one of the stories. I'll go into another one real quick. It was my boy Mac's birthday. It was probably we graduated 2002. It's probably about 2001. Yeah. My mom worked at the daycare center, so we stayed home, played hooky, me, Mac, and my friend Pitt, played Monopoly. So I knew my mom might come home for lunch. You know what I mean? I didn't know what time it was, but it varied. I said, look, we can hang out here, but once she come home for lunch, we got to bail. So my mom, naturally, she comes home. We hear the garage going up. So we hurry up, take off out the back door and leave, you know. We go down the street, and we wait it out. You know, I'm like, hey, we stay here. She can't see us. When she leaves, we'll see the car leaving. You know, we'll be able to see her leave from here. So, naturally, we stay out there. She leaves. So we go on back home. I'm like, all right, man, we good. We can go back to my house now. So she leaves, and what she does is she waits about 20 minutes. She circles back around the block. Well, this time she comes back home, but she parks. She comes up to the mailbox, and she doesn't open the garage. So she sneaks around to the front door, and all I heard was clink, 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 door unlocked, and she was walking in. Caught all of us red-handed. Pitt ran out the back door like that was going to make a difference. I mean, my mom knew who he was. But, man, she went off on Mac, and he ended up leaving. My mom thought he went home, but he kind of just hung out until school was out and then went home. Story is, my mom kind of went off on me. I got in some trouble, told my dad. But she didn't rat my friends out. She told me she wasn't going to tell them. My boys were so nervous that Like, I remember going to a basketball game that weekend, and Pitt was like, man, your mom going to tell my mom? Like, man, I didn't say nothing to her. I don't want to get in trouble. Even Matt was nervous about it. But my mom never told on me. She didn't think it mattered. It was more or less me. She always thought I was the leader of the group, and had I not done it, they wouldn't have done it. And to a certain extent, she was right, because I was the one that came up with the idea. And it's just amazing how the little sneaky things she could do. She's always been slick at it. She's always been able to figure out anything. I've never been really good at being able to keep secrets away from my mom. Even when my girlfriend was pregnant, I was nervous about telling her. She found out on her own, just with her investigation and things she does. This who she is, man. And
that's mom. That's mom for you, right?
Exactly. I love her to death, man. It wouldn't change it for the world. And that's just one of the funniest stories that I got. But we've always had good times, man. And I look forward to always continue to have good times. And I love the relationship she has with my kids, because my grandparents stayed so far away, so I didn't really get as great of a relationship as my own kids have with my mom.
Right.
You know, pick them up without them saying, hey, let's go see Nana. So I enjoy it, man, and I think Mother's Day is a great time to appreciate your mother, which you should do all the time, but it's a great time to make sure you let them know that you're grateful, you're very thankful for all that they did, and very appreciative, man. I mean, really am. And like I said, we grew up together, so I know how your household wasn't too far different from mine. So, and we both understand how the significant roles that our parents played, our mothers especially.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, Trey is what? Trey is like, well, you guys are 3 years in age difference.
2 years apart. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay, so 2 years apart.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you guys remember those Navy deployments where, you know, Dad is gone for like six months out the year, and it's just you and Mom rocking. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. You know what I mean? For like from my birth on until I want to say what Pop got out of the Navy in 98. So that puts us at 13 and 14. So yeah, around that time, man. So I mean, roughly. My dad had deployments up until until we moved to Virginia. So 95 time frame. So pretty much from birth to age 10, you know, it was always, you know, Pop is going to be gone for a little while, and you know, this is what life is. You know what I'm saying? So it brought us definitely closer. You know what I'm saying? My mom is everything. You know, just as much as, you know, my Aunt Glo is everything to you. You know what I mean? So it's just always been that way, man. Love them both very dearly. You know what I'm saying? Just kept us all connected, you know, as kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like where back then where our parents were kids, you couldn't hang out with somebody if you didn't know their parents and stuff like that. And roughly we all knew, you know, we knew each other. If they didn't know, like my mom really wouldn't be the one to just go around and meet everybody's mom, but you know, in case that, hey, can I go to the skating rink, and then it'd be like, oh, who's gonna drive? Oh, Josh's mom is gonna take us there, and then you know, Mac's mom's gonna pick us up or something like that, and that'll be what it, you know, be what it is, man. You know, God bless the dead to our brother Mac, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Know you, Sean. Know you watching from up there, man. Hope you're proud. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So dabbling to the next question, man. I know for something with me, something that really pisses your mom off by everybody in the house. Now, you got the same type of household. It's just all, you grew up, it was all men and just her. Just like, you know what I'm saying, just like me. So for my mom, you know what I'm saying, if she came home from like work, I'll give a summertime example. That's probably the best way to do it, because you've been sitting around all damn day probably watching BET music videos or MTV, VH1, and she asks you to have them damn dishes washed by the time she get home. I don't know what it is about a kid, man, but it just kicks in like maybe an hour prior before she gets home, that you want to clean the kitchen and shit, and then she gets home and you forget, maybe like you're upstairs playing a computer game like Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's what me and my brother will play, and we'll lose track of time, and it's like she walks in the house and there's dishes in the sink, trash hasn't been taken out, and she's like crazy pissed. And like another example of my mom being pissed, you know, for her, like those drinks, the Ocean Spray drink, I don't know, is it Ruby Red or whatever? That's what the hell Mom used to drink all the time. Ruby Red. If you touch that shit, you die. You know what I'm saying? And it gets to a point. I learned that over time. Like if I saw that juice in the refrigerator, I wouldn't even dare touch it. And it got one point to where neither me or my brother touched it, but there was juice missing from, you know what I'm saying, so that only left one person, you know what I'm saying? So, and then she asked us about it, and she had an attitude about it. I was like, Ma, I didn't drink your juice or whatever. So, you know, she ends up being pissed off at my dad about the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, at least it wasn't me. You know, that's how my brother felt after a while, man. But what about over there, man, in Compton Court, bro? What would y'all do?
Man, I know one thing. When I first started driving, I would rotate in the cars, which car I would take, and I know my mom would go off if there was no gas in the car. Like if I was cool to, she would let me drive a car, but if there was no gas put back in that car, or hell, if when I took the car, I wasn't gas in it sometimes, but I better have brought that car back with gas, or hell was gonna break loose. She was the same way about her Pepsi. You don't touch her Pepsi, or we're gonna have issues. Yeah,
man. Yeah. That's my grandma for you right there.
Right. Or running out the door because, you know, we used to ball in front of my house. Running out the door without closing the door. Oh, man. Oh, man. She eat us up about that one. What do you think? We live in a barn? And, man, I never heard the end of that one, man. I'm telling you.
I remember that. I remember hearing your mom talking about that shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. My mama could not stand that. I mean, hell, even to the day, man. I walk out of that house and I don't lock that door or something, man, and I don't even live there. You know, man, I'm telling you. She goes off, man.
Yeah, man, that's something, bro. So what's the most confusing thing your mom has ever done, in the sense where she's right there in front of, and this is I'm pretty sure a lot of kids have gone through this. This is like your initiation right here into the bullshit. No offense to the moms out there, but where she's right there in front of the TV, but she called you in the room to change the channel for her. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's for you was like the most confusing thing that your mom has ever done? You know, where you're like, Mom, I don't get it or whatever. Yeah.
Go upstairs and get her pocketbook, and she tells you it's in the bathroom or it's on the other side of the bed. Then you go up there, you can't find it, and you're like, Mom, this will probably be easier if you just went up there and got your own pocketbook.
Pretty much.
As you knew as kids, they always send us to do things or run up there because, you know, obviously we could do it quicker. But the problem would be it's never where they said it was or where they thought it was at.
Bad memories, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I better not go up there and find it. And it's like, well, you might go up there and find it, but you ain't going to go find it where you told me to go find it at.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Like, that is just pure bogus, man. I got a slew of situations where I was just left in confusion. Every night, I promise you, every night, man, I'm about to go to bed, man. Bedtime in like high school, I think maybe middle school, high school, I think it was maybe like 10 o'clock or something like that. It never fails, dude. 10 o'clock, all right, Mom, I'm going to bed. And she's like, Romey, I need you to go downstairs to get me a cup of water. We just left from downstairs, and you didn't get the water, but now that we're upstairs after dinner, you want to send me down there to get water. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I never forget. I would get this old, it was like this clear gray plastic Captain Morgan cup, man. And that was like her cup that she had to have for. Not that my mom didn't even drink, but just that cup. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then for her to drink out of, man. And it sometimes wouldn't be enough ice cubes. Tell me to go back down there. I mean, there was a lot of time, or I would have to do, or she wouldn't let me go to sleep without massaging her feet. So, I mean, she pretty much prepared me for whatever woman I'm going to be with for the rest of my life, because I'm a walking spa resort. You know what I'm saying? as far as I'm prepared to serve you. I'm prepared to massage your feet and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it scratch backs, you know, and you never hit the right spot where the damn itch is. You're just scratching for days and like, no, why'd you stop? No, keep going. You know, it's just like, I gotta go to school in the morning. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. It's just crazy funny, man, how that turns out, bro. I don't know, man. That's family for you, bro. Yeah. Let's see what else we got next. What would say some of the toughest times where your mom has shined for you, bro? Like it's been like something really rough going on for you, and she just stepped in and was like, you know, that soldier that she is. You know, she's always been all your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would have to say, man, anytime I was down, anytime that I was noticeably down, it was pretty much my mom's guidance and advice that helped me always pull through. And, again, it was another one of those bond moments. You know, we talk about what our mom do for us and all of that, but it's moments like that when I'm down the most and I know that I can count on my mom to tell me everything's going to be okay, to come up with a saying or something, some type of words of wisdom. Like I know when I have any trouble with a job or anything, or, you know, I don't feel like I'm getting treated right or some things ain't my favorite, she would, you know, always give me words, you know, advice, tell quotes if it's not from a Bible, something that usually perked me up or got me going, or something I can live by. Like she would tell me sometimes, you know, when I felt like I was getting ran over or people was taking advantage of me, she would say, well, you remember, baby, now, closed mouths don't get fed. And what she was trying to tell me was, if I don't open my mouth, nothing's going to change. You know what I mean? If I don't stand up for myself, it won't. And, you know, to hear that from your mom, a female at that, you know, you kind of look at yourself like, man, I'm supposed to be a man. My mama telling me this. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to open my mouth.
Right.
So a lot of times she's giving me that courage, man, to, hey, if mama said it's all right, then hell, it's time for me to open my mouth. So for me, man, she's that big cornerstone for you. And, you know, she's that solid rock, that person that you can always go to and count on. You know, it ain't like, you know, a girlfriend or anything like that where that might not hold true substance or might not even last. Your mom's there for eternity. You know, she's there forever. She's not gonna ever turn her back on you. And so she's always that's kind of how she's helped me, man. Always giving me words and wisdom. My dad, and it's funny because my dad, most people would think it would be my dad, but my dad's more of the, man, toughen your ass up. You's a man. Do something. What's the problem? What are you telling me for? What do you want me to tell you? You know what I mean? But it was mom who, give the subtle approach and kind of wheel me back in that way. So she's always the one that helps me.
That sounds like Uncle Ronnie for real, man.
Exactly.
For real,
exactly.
Man. Shit. For me, man, I was a few times. I was go even how I even have a career in my life, man. I'm not saying I was spiraling out of control, but when I graduated, bro, I had no fucking clue what I was gonna do with my life. Literally nothing. Like when they told us as seniors, and you know the guidance counselors came up to us and said, you need to have your applications filled out and know what you're going to do with where you're going to go with your life by Christmas. Otherwise, the months are just going to fly by because there's Christmas break, there's spring break, and then there's graduation. And that shit flew by, bro. I'm talking about like it flew by. And before I knew it, it was the day before graduation. And I'm standing in the mirror, dude, like me and a couple of the fellas went out to like, what is it? It's Waterside or whatever. We went to Waterside, and everything we did out there, it was too late. Everything was shut down. Tried to go to Hooters, it was closed. And then we ended up coming back. So I'm back in the bathroom. I'm just looking at myself like, man, I graduate tomorrow. And I broke down crying because I did not know what the hell I was going to do with my life. But my mom, you know what I'm saying, she was like, I'm just thinking about doing, the military or anything like that. Because if you don't know what you're doing, at least the military, you get, a check on the 1st and the 15th, and, you'll have a roof over your head and stuff like that. So, time marches on, bro. I never forget. I was going to go to the Air Force earlier, like in September. Then I think I got like cold feet, and I just decided I'm going to go to TCC or whatever and just go to, do some semesters there or something like that. And I decided that, I tried to do the placement test for TCC, and that shit wasn't working for me at all, man. I was like, I'd rather do the military lifestyle. I can never forget being, a dock boy working for Hex, you know what I'm saying, before turning into Macy's now, but at Chesapeake Square Mall, working at Hex, and I just got that job, and I was working at McDonald's for a little while. Matter of fact, me and Mac used to work in McDonald's for a little while together, and I remember saying out loud, man, this is probably the dumbest statement I've ever said out of my mouth as an adult. I'd be fine with living off of Hex, working as a Hex dock boy and working at McDonald's. I'm not knocking anybody that works for Hex as a dock boy now or anybody that works at McDonald's, but that is having the lowest standards for your life, where this is it. You know what I'm saying? But my mom wanted me to have, she talked to the recruiter. She said, I want my son to be in a high profile job where he's away from, the gunfire and shit like that. And I go off, man, to the Air Force, dude, and again, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. But if it wasn't for Mom being there when I didn't know what to do, and she somewhat did, she knew that if I take this route, eventually I'll figure something out. I did 4 years in the Air Force, man. I had a great time in the Air Force, you know what I mean? But when I got out of the military, I got a job, the same thing I did inside the Air Force, paying me 5 times more. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm talking about no college background, no nothing, man. This wouldn't have happened if this woman had not talked to this recruiter. You know what I'm saying? My mom she saved my life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my hero. You know what I'm saying? Shirley's my hero, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my pops, man. When Father's Day comes, I'll be doing the very same thing for my pops. You know what I mean? But obviously, the focus right now is on Cheryl Boogie. And, it was, I'm telling you, man, like I would never be able to pay her for what she did for me, man, because I had no fucking vision, bro. I'm talking about none. You know what I mean? So it's just awesome. This is awesome what she did for me. I was blessed to have a mother that cared enough to put me on a road like that. You know what I mean? With that being said, bro, what qualities, I mean, you talked about it a little bit, but what qualities did you derive from your mom?
I would say my communication skills, my people person skills. Because again, I feel like I'm more like my mom than my dad. But that was pretty much it. I wish you would have taught me some of them cooking skills. But it ain't too late, so I'm going to stay on her, teach me some things now because, I don't want to take those things for granted. And that's something that she really can pass on to me that I can continue to, to do myself and also obviously provide by cooking and for my own family. So I wish it was more of the cooking skills. But like I said, my communication skills, just dealing with people, my interaction, it comes a lot from my mom. So I would say she helped me a lot in those regards.
Wow, man, it's for me. I derive from my mother's sense of humor, man. I have my mother's smile. Anybody that sees it and sees her, you definitely can see. We definitely have each other's faces. Yeah. I would say the level of sensitivity, leadership, man, like to be able to stand in and just, take charge on situations, get things done, reliable. My mother is like, crazy reliable, man, and the type of fixer. You know what I'm saying? Like, get situations where she has to be the one to, to come. Just been called to action and make things right. You know what I mean? And I would say that I've done that for various people in my lifetime. You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, I've developed that skills from her, and definitely, how to deal with finances. You know what I'm saying? Definitely know how to budget and, spend money wisely, per se. I think I've learned that, from my mom and even my pops. You know what I mean? Learn how to deal with that, bro. Has there ever been a time where you and your mom been at odds, like for real, like literally at odds? You know what I'm saying? Like it just was not happening.
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, we had disagreements and we didn't always see eye to eye on things. Mostly it was probably because of, me being a child and me obviously not having my way or felt like I should have had my way. But, nah, not really, man. Not nothing I can really think of that stands out to me, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay. For me, I would say, when you're an 18-year-old kid and you think you know everything about the damn world, I would say, yeah, it's like nesting ground for, all right, it's about to be me versus my mom in this situation. I don't care what she thinks. I was involved with a young lady at 18 years old, and I was like, I felt, I definitely felt, I would say, you probably say the same thing about me, man. When I was in a relationship with a female, I fell quickly. I mean, quickly. You know what I'm saying? And like me and this female, we were, spending a lot of time with each other, man. My life basically consists of going to work, coming home, being at her house or being at my house. You know the routine, how it goes, living in Virginia when you get a girlfriend and shit. But, I don't know. We got so close, man. When you go into the military, they tell you it's best probably not to go in with the female. And it's like you don't want to lose this, relationship that you've built thus far. So you go ahead and you think about certain things, such as, I would say, marriage. You know what I'm saying? Clearly was not ready for marriage, man, let alone a relationship. But I told Mom, I was like, hey, going to the military, I'm thinking about bringing Victoria. She said, no, you're not. That's not happening. Like she was so against, man, I'm telling you, she was, that mama bear came out for real. Like she was so against me being with this individual, marrying this individual. I won't say being with her, but marrying this individual because too young. And look back on it, I can say that, she's clearly right. But that was one point in time where we really were at odds, man. Like I just felt I was in rebel stage. You know what I'm saying? And like, eventually it all made sense, and here we are to this day, where I don't feel like, I definitely know that I don't know anything. I like to quote Socrates' statement where he says, "I know nothing, therefore I am wise." You know what I mean? So I don't know everything. I'm not gonna walk around like I know, and know everything, because I clearly don't. Open-minded, willing to take on pointers and and all those things, man. But let's see what else we got. All right, we're gonna run this thing real quick, man. We're gonna close up a little bit. What's your mom's favorite place? Some of your mom's favorite places to eat?
Cheesecake Factory. My mom loves it. She loves the grilled corn cakes. If I go and she finds out, she will call me or text me and let me know to bring her some grilled corn cakes home. So right. I would say Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. For me, Mom, oh man, let me tell you, growing up, leaving my grandma's house, it was almost like a tradition for us to stop by the frozen yogurt spot, TCBY, and we get like a strawberry waffle cone. Crack. Let me tell you, that shit was awesome. And then, or if we didn't do that, we would always stop by Arby's on the way out, and she would love to get like a peach milkshake, or she always wanted this, either strawberry milkshake, or if they had like the peach, whatever the promotion was at the time, like a peach milkshake. And, you know, that was like her thing. I would say that's the only really place I can think of, you know what I'm saying, like favorite places to eat. I mean, she'll eat, you know, places, you know, again, she'll have Cheesecake Factory in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A steakhouse. Her and my pop like to go to steakhouses. But I know for certain that, you know, TCBY will light Cheryl Boogie on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one place I can think of right now. My brother might know something else. What's one of your mom's favorite songs, bro?
Ooh, man. That's a good one. Man, be honest with you, I mean, she's got a few, but I'm trying to think of one that I know she seems to play when I go by the house a lot, and I would have to go with Juicy by Biggie, man.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's fucking dope. Yeah. My mom wouldn't dare listen.
Yeah, man. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, mom wouldn't dare listen to damn hip hop, bro, unless it was like, unless it was hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. You know, that's like the Sugar Hill Gang gets played. The Sugar Hill Gang will get played. Curtis Blow will get played. Basically, anybody who did hip hop before 1983 gets played with Cheryl. My dad don't give a damn. You know, he's just music all around like me. But if it got cursing in it, she cutting it off, bro. Like, you know. I'll never forget, my pops ended up buying me. I'm with my dad, and I was like, you know, I'm listening to this Outkast CD. You know how you remember when you could go to like Walmart and they let you like play samples and shit. You would scan the barcode on it, and it'll play like maybe like a couple songs each on the CD. Well, we in the Navy Exchange in Norfolk, and I'm listening to like Outkast. I think I was listening to Outkast Stank On You. So it had to be when we were like in the 10th grade. And bro, I mean, my dad, I was like, Mom, you know, Mom don't like listening to that stuff. So, or it was 9th grade. Yeah, probably was 9th grade. But yeah, I was like, Mom don't like me listening to cursing. Like, we ain't got to tell her or whatever. So that's pretty much what it was. You know, he bought it, and you know, it pretty much was kept up there for me. And you know, he and then one day I think I had issues with, I don't know, my report card or something like that. And Mom straight up gets the Outkast CD, bro, and she just starts reading the track names and shit. I'm like, you know, they're eclectic. I don't really know how to tell you, you know, how to explain Outkast, but you know, she looked at the paper. There was fat asses inside in the CD book, and it was she wasn't about that cursing. Basically, is the more to that story.
Right.
For my mom, her favorite song I would have to say is "Superstar." By Luther Vandross. Superstar. The one. Don't you remember you told me? Yeah, that she will lose her mind. Like when Luther died, I swear you would have thought, her boyfriend died or something like that. Man, she was like so in love with this man. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's like what's one of your mom's favorite movies, bro?
Steel Magnolias.
Damn. Our moms might be sisters, bro. I was damn sure was going to say that.
That's what I'm about to say, because I was going to say I'd rather by Luther Vandross. My mom's got so many songs, but just lately, when I go in the house, I noticed she got the Walmart version of Biggie Greatest Hits, and she likes Juicy. But I think she likes Juicy because it's a sample of an old song.
Oh, yeah. M-Tume,
Yeah, so, and that's how my mom is. Like, she likes the classics, but I think she sucks that one up. Because my mom's very similar, too. She doesn't like the graphic songs and too much cussing. But what she does is she goes to Walmart where they take all that stuff out of it usually. And that's the version she buys if she buys it. But, yeah, man, I want to say Steel Magnolias or hell, The Color Purple.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. For Cheryl, it's gotta be Fried Green Tomatoes, Steel Magnolias. What else? Yeah, The Color Purple. 9 to 5. What else? Ghost. Yes, Ghost for sure. Yeah. She'll watch Molly and Sam any day. I'm trying to think. That's really all I can think. Maybe Five Heartbeats too. You know. That's
yeah, my mom loves Five Heartbeats too. Is that
like with a passion? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And can't nobody sing like Eddie Kane Jr. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So last question, man. We'll get up out of here. What's your mom's favorite TV show?
She likes that show that's on Oprah. TV show.
You talking about Greenleaf?
No, not Greenleaf. I'm about to say it's on Oxygen. I want to say it's Oprah newest show. I can't think of what the name of it is.
Right.
God, man, I can't think of the name of it. I know she likes Real Housewives. But, man, I really don't know what shows my mom is into nowadays, now that you mention that.
Wow.
You know what? She likes Cookie. That show.
You talking about Empire. Okay.
Empire, yeah. She loves her some Empire.
She get down with Empire. Okay. That's good, man. Me, for mom loves, man, I grew up off of this, and it's one of my favorite shows even now. I Love Lucy. My mom loves I Love Lucy. She collects. That's another thing I derive from mom. She collects magnets. I collect magnets. Like, my refrigerator is loaded with magnets. You remember how it was going in the kitchen at my mom's spot? Yeah. Magnets everywhere. I got the same thing. She loves I Love Lucy. She likes Monk and Law and Order. Like, you would think that she knows these people. She's a cop. I swear she's a cop or a lawyer, one of the two. She figures out, has got to figure out the crime and all of that. But that's really her shows, man. She really did like Living Single when that was popping. Really loved Living Single. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Designing Women, when that was running, she liked Designing Women. Yeah. A little bit Roseanne. I don't know, show called Grace Under Fire. There's a few of them, man, that that mom used to like. Man, I tell you, man, it's been great, really, just reminiscing, thinking about our times with our mothers, growing up. Really, I'll say my piece. I'll let you roughly say your piece, as far as to your mom, man, if she listens to this. But Mom, I thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I wouldn't be where I am in the world today, in the position in life that I am, if it wasn't for you guiding me on the right path. So I thank you so much. I love you so much. You're one of my best friends in the world. I'd do anything for you and drop at a moment's notice to run to your rescue, and I'll save you like you saved me, pretty much. So I love you, Mom. So I'll pass that to you, Snacks, man. Whatever you want to say right now.
Mom, I'm very appreciative for you. Very thankful for all that you did for me and you do for me even to this day. And there's not a woman alive that can ever take your place. And I'm overwhelmed with this. How I feel about you, I've always felt about you, and I constantly let you know, even regardless of this day, how much you do for me and how much you're there for me. And, of course, I love you, Mom. Thank you so much.
No doubt. On Glow, I love you too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm seeing, I don't know. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute since I've seen on Glow, but definitely got to make my way. I'll figure out a way to get next time I'm in Virginia to make that happen. Oh, yeah. Definitely. So we'll pretty much give our contact information, and then we'll close this thing out, and I'll say something for all the rest of the mothers of the world. You can catch me, Romey-Mak, ROMEY_MAK on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook.com/Romey-Mak 2 cents. That's the number 2. SENSE. You can catch Snacks on Facebook. Darius Jordan. He'll be there. We got more social media coming for him. And what else? I mean, shout out to Joe Sneak. Shout out to my dog Joe. For always doing this thing with me, man. Appreciate you. Love you, bro. Karumbe. Ebony, Miss Sugar Booger, appreciate you guys, and Keith for all the support, that, and then that Jay Straightforward still coming. Shout out to my brothers, Jay and Evan, and definitely, and Rachelle, the newcomer to the team, man. Appreciate you, your contributions. Happy Mother's Day to you and your beautiful little girl. Yeah, so pretty much to all the mothers of the world, like I started the show, just want to say thank you for all that you do for us, being the backbone of this earth, keeping us in line when we feel like we got everything figured out, and you just show us that we don't. And, continue to be there for us, as we hope to be there for you. You're strong when you guys are strong when we're weak, and vice versa. But this is pretty much the Mother's Day edition of Romey-Mak 2 Cents. You got anything you want to end it with, Snacks?
No, you said it all, man. You covered it.
All right, yo, we out of here. God bless. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay.